What if an entire colony vanished without a trace? No struggle, no signs of life, only a single, ominous clue. The word Croatoan etched into a tree. This is not just a historical tale, but a chilling enigma that has haunted generations. This haunting story echoes through time, a dark chapter that leaves more questions than answers. Brace yourselves as we journey into the heart of darkness, unraveling the sinister and mysterious disappearance of the Lost Colony of Roanoke. Was it a tragedy of human failure or something far more sinister, lurking in the shadows? But beware, some truths are darker than fiction. The Part 1, the beginning of a dream or a nightmare. It all began in the summer of 1587. England, desperate to expand its influence and secure a foothold in the New World, sent a group of 115 settlers to establish a permanent colony on Roanoke Island, a secluded stretch of land in what is now North Carolina. Among them were farmers, artisans, families, and children, driven by the promise of a fresh start and boundless opportunity. For these settlers, Roanoke was meant to be a new Eden. But what they found was far from paradise. Towering, dense forests surrounded the island, their shadowy interiors whispering secrets of an ancient past. At night, the wilderness came alive with unfamiliar sounds, an eerie symphony that rattled even the bravest souls. Relations with local native tribes began amicably, but quickly soured, tensions escalating into a fragile truce that could shatter at any moment. The settlers were battling more than hunger or disease. They were fighting an invisible enemy, an encroaching darkness they couldn't understand. When Governor John White departed for England to gather much-needed supplies, he left his people with a heavy heart. He couldn't have known that he'd never see them alive again. Part 2. The 3-year silence back in England, John White found himself ensnared in political chaos. War had broken out with Spain, and the mighty Spanish Armada threatened England's shores. Every available ship, including those meant to resupply Roanoke, was commandeered for defense. 3 excruciating years crawled by before White could return to the colony. During this time, he was plagued by haunting questions. Were his people surviving? Had they fallen victim to the wilderness, or worse? When White finally arrived in 1590, the scene that greeted him chilled him to his core. As his ship approached the island, a deathly stillness hung over the settlement. No smoke from fires, no voices calling out. The homes were gone, dismantled with eerie precision. Carved into a lone tree was the word Croatoan, a cryptic message with no further explanation. There was no distress signal, no cross carved into the bark as agreed. It was as though the colony had been swallowed whole by the earth itself. Part 3, the empty settlement. The mystery deepened as White and his crew explored the abandoned settlement. Not a single trace of the colonists was found. No bodies, no belongings left in haste, no sign of struggle. It was as if the settlers had simply walked into the shadows and disappeared. The only clue was the word Croatoan. White had instructed the settlers to leave this message if they relocated to Croatoan Island, home to a friendly native tribe. Yet, attempts to search the area were thwarted by violent storms, forcing White to abandon the mission. Over time, whispers of strange happenings spread among explorers. Shadowy figures were seen on the island, flickering like phantoms in the moonlight. Lights, described as glowing orbs, danced across the treetops. The questions mounted. Did the settlers leave willingly, or were they taken by something far darker? Part 4. Modern Investigations. As time passed, the mystery of Roanoke seemed to fade into the past, until modern science took the stage. In recent years, archaeologists have uncovered European artifacts on Hatteras Island, some of which are believed to have been left by the Roanoke settlers. These findings suggest that the settlers may have relocated here, but the truth is still unclear. Were they living with the Croatoan tribe, or did they simply move to survive? The evidence is tantalizing, but it's far from conclusive. The discovery of these artifacts sparked new hope. Could these be the missing pieces of the puzzle? Were these tools and pottery items part of the Roanoke colony, or just remnants left behind by someone else? Today, DNA testing is also being used to try and find links between the descendants of the original settlers and modern Native American tribes. The idea is to trace bloodlines, but so far, the results have remained inconclusive. Some claim that modern Croatoan descendants may hold the key, but no definitive answers have emerged. Another critical clue comes from John White's 16th century map. Hidden in plain sight, some experts believe the map holds a secret. Markings on the map suggest a possible relocation site inland. Could the settlers have ventured deeper into the wilderness, never to be seen again? Was this their final destination? Or did they disappear without leaving a trace, just as quickly as they arrived? So, while we wait for more breakthroughs, science is still playing detective, hoping to unlock the mystery we've been chasing for centuries. Part 5. The Legacy of Roanoke. The story of Roanoke isn't just a mystery. It's a symbol of the uncertainty and risk that came with exploration during the 16th century. The settlers of Roanoke were pioneers, driven by the desire for a better life, only to become one of history's greatest unsolved puzzles. Over the years, countless theories have emerged, and Roanoke has become a cornerstone of popular culture. Books, movies, and TV shows have all been inspired by the eerie disappearance of the colony. But even with all the new stories and ideas, the truth remains elusive. What truly happened to those 115 settlers? Did they survive and start a new life elsewhere? Or did something far darker unfold on that island? This mystery has sparked the imagination of people for centuries. And yet, with all the modern tools at our disposal, we still can't definitively say what happened to them. Every new discovery opens more doors, but none have led us to a concrete answer. The Lost Colony remains a riddle wrapped in time. Part 6. Theories that continue to evolve. Theories about what happened to the Lost Colony continue to evolve. Some suggest that the settlers assimilated with neighboring Native American tribes. There are reports of tribes with unfamiliar European features, and some even claim that the Croatoan tribe passed down stories of the settlers. But could these stories be misinterpreted, or could they hold the key to understanding the fate of the Roanoke colony? For years, the theory that the settlers intermarried with the Croatoan people has been popular, but without solid proof, it's just another piece of speculation. Then, there are the more eerie explanations. Some suggest that the settlers could have been victims of a curse or worse, supernatural forces at play. Over time, the word Croatoan has become associated with mysterious, inexplicable events. Could this seemingly simple word be tied to the unknown? Could the settlers have crossed into another dimension, never to return? Interestingly, Croatoan appears in other mysterious contexts throughout history, often linked to inexplicable disappearances and eerie phenomena. Whether it's connected to Edgar Allan Poe's Final Days or ghostly ships lost at sea, the word seems to carry an ominous power. Is it a coincidence, or is it a sign that something greater is at play? Part 7. Unanswered questions and persistent curiosity. Despite all the research, the Lost Colony of Roanoke refuses to give up its secrets. Every theory leads to more questions than answers. Was the colony abandoned due to starvation, disease, or war? Or did the settlers disappear under the weight of forces beyond our understanding? Could they have been lost to the merciless wilderness, or did someone take them? The absence of physical evidence makes it nearly impossible to tell for sure. No bodies, no remains, no closure. The unsettling fact that we may never know what happened only deepens the mystery. The Roanoke colony remains a tragic yet fascinating chapter of American history, one that seems to invite endless speculation. The mystery lives on. The Lost Colony of Roanoke isn't just a story, it's a chilling mirror reflecting the depths of human fear. The word Croatoan, carved into a tree, stands as a cryptic riddle, a haunting reminder of how fragile and fleeting our existence can be. Even after centuries, we remain captivated, questioning what truly happened to those 115 souls. Were they swallowed by the wilderness, victims of betrayal, or did they face something far beyond human comprehension? The mystery of Roanoke doesn't simply linger, it evolves, capturing imaginations and spawning theories. It is a tale that refuses to fade, proof that some stories are timeless because they dare to leave us in the dark. But mysteries are not just about answers. They are about the questions that keep us searching. The legend spreads over the years. The tale of Roanoke has transcended history, becoming a legend whispered across generations. Writers, filmmakers, and historians have woven the mystery into books, movies, and television. Each retelling brings new theories, from secret conspiracies to supernatural horrors. But why does this story endure? Perhaps it is because it resonates with something primal within us, a fear of disappearing without a trace, leaving only whispers behind. The colonists of Roanoke became shadows, their voices lost to the wilderness, yet their story echoes louder with our per with each passing century. Even now, the island holds an eerie allure. Visitors report feelings of unease, as if the air carries the weight of countless unanswered questions. Could their restless spirit still linger, tethered to the land by an unspeakable fate? Roanoke reminds us that some stories are never truly over. A mystery for the ages. As we delve deeper into the mystery of Roanoke, one thing becomes clear. It's not just the colony that vanished. It's the truth itself. Every theory, from assimilation to curses to alien intervention, seems plausible yet incomplete. What if the settlers weren't merely victims of their environment or circumstance? What if their disappearance was by design, part of something much larger, a secret lost to time? Theories aside, Roanoke challenges us to confront the unknown and to embrace the possibility that some mysteries may never be solved. It reminds us of the limits of human understanding, urging us to question, explore, and imagine. Perhaps the greatest legacy of Roanoke is not in its answers, but in the way it forces us to confront the unexplainable. After all, isn't the unknown what makes life and history so fascinating? Conclusion. The Lost Colony of Roanoke is more than just a story. It's a puzzle that has stood the test of time, daring us to confront the limits of our knowledge. It evokes our deepest fears of abandonment, isolation, and the mysteries that lie just beyond our reach. Roanoke is a haunting reminder of the fragility of existence and the questions that may never have answers. Perhaps its purpose isn't to be solved, but to keep us searching, imagining, and wondering. As we leave the eerie shores of Roanoke, one thing becomes undeniable. History isn't just about what we know, it's also about what remains hidden in the shadows, waiting to be discovered. If this tale gave you chills, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mysteries that linger in the unknown. The past is never just the past. It's a ghost waiting to be uncovered.